Okay, once you have completed the orientation exam, what you'll see here is a Unit 1 will open up right there for you. It's also available right here, Unit 1. So there's 3 units in this course, Unit 1, 2, and 3. You can access all the content here. You can also access all of the content in the syllabus within the schedule. So it's all available for you right here. And basically what we're doing in each of these units is we are going to prepare for various lecture essay prompts. And I'll go through that specifically in just a little bit, but I just wanted to throw that out there that you are preparing for essay prompts. The essays are anywhere from 1 to 2 pages, 6 to 10 paragraphs. Okay, and I will give you all the information is available within the lecture, so you don't have to go to outside resources, and you should not go to outside resources. Only use the resources from the lecture. Um, Once you're done with the lecture, what you will do on a weekly basis is you will take what are called lecture quizzes, which will assess your understanding of what are called learning objectives within the lecture. And I'll explain that in just a second. Each unit, there will be a discussion post, which you will post a response, and then you will post a response to other students' responses. And then at the end of each unit, there will be a lecture unit exam, which you will take. This is where you will type within the exam unit. You'll have 2 hours to do this for each lecture unit, the exam essay prompt. And let me explain how to prepare for all of this by just beginning with the lectures. So, going through the lectures, you want to just start with the first one, reconstruction. So, as it says here, to prepare for the lecture quizzes and unit exams, please construct a response to the essay prompt. Click the link by reading the text and viewing the videos in the following learning objectives. Okay, so if you want to know what the essay prompt is, this is what you're ultimately preparing for. So, for the unit exam, you're preparing for this particular essay prompt right here. And to prepare for that, you're going to go through each what are called learning objectives. So we have reconstruction learning objective 1, LO, right? 1, learning objective 1 right here. Reconstruction learning objective 2 right here, reconstruction learning objective 3 right here, learning objective 4 right here. And right here it gives you basic guidelines of how long it should be at least. So at least means at the very least. It could be more. Right? A paragraph is anywhere from 5 to 6 sentences. So take note of that. And so how do you prepare for it? Well, click one of the first learning objective. And what you're going to do is, after reviewing the material for the video and the notes below, you want to make sure you have, after doing so, at least a one paragraph response to the following learning objective prompt. Discuss the 2 constitutional theories that evolved around the question of Reconstruction. When you're done doing that, then you will move on to learning objective 2. And after listening to the context of the video and going through the notes, then you will prepare give a guideline for? At least 2 paragraphs to this particular prompt right here. Discuss the presidential plan of Reconstruction and show how its weakness led to the congressional plan of Reconstruction, right? Okay, and once you're done doing that, learning objective 3, same thing right here. A little bit different format, but probably will change that in a little bit because I like the other website a little bit better in the way it's laid out. Learning objective 4, right there. So, see, here's the prompt, and the guideline is this should be at least 2 paragraphs. So the first one should be at least 1 paragraph, and the rest should be at least 2. So it could be 3 paragraphs, it could be 4 paragraphs. Now, when you have a response for each of these learning objectives for 1, 2, 3, 4, you just put them together. This is your right here. This is the introduction. Right here is the conclusion. In between these two is the body. And you just put all of those responses together for each learning objective prompt. And that will be your response to this particular essay prompt right here. Oops. What just happened? Okay, there we go. That'll be your particular learning objectives 1 through 4 will be the response to this particular essay prompt. If you read the essay, if you read the learning objective prompts, they are just basically a breakdown of this particular essay prompt right there. Right? So that once you're done with that, then you are ready to move on to the civil rights movement. Learning objective 1, 2, 3, and 4, right? Same thing as Reconstruction. The West, when you're done with that, same thing. You got learning objectives 1 through 4. And women's suffrage, this one has 7 different learning objectives, so keep that in mind, right? So when you are ready to take according to the syllabus, let me bring up the syllabus, let me clear all this out. This provides you the schedule. So learning objective, the lecture quiz for Reconstruction is due the 28th. The 28th, which is March 28th. So I'm giving you an entire week to get ready for this. So I'm giving you a week. After that, it goes real fast. But by the 28th, you will take this quiz right here, and you will begin. And this one is coming up randomly. So one of the learning objectives from Reconstruction will be randomly selected. Let me emphasize that again. It will be randomly selected for you to respond to. So right here, you will type in your 2-paragraph response to that particular learning objective. Okay, and then you will click Save and Submit and click. Now you have to open this up in Lockdown Browser. If you don't open up this in Lockdown Browser, it won't open up for you. So let me save and submit. Okay, there it goes. Boom. Okay. Now, after you get through, let me go back to the home page. After you get through that first lecture quiz, keep in mind each lecture quiz will ask you to respond to one learning objective from that particular lecture and one from a previous. So obviously when you take the Civil Rights Movement quiz, it's going to ask you to respond randomly to one of the learning objectives from the Civil Rights Movement. And since the only one that comes before, it will also ask you to respond to one from Reconstruction. Henceforth, anytime you take a lecture quiz, it will always ask you for the one that you're taking for that particular day, and then anything that came before it. Right, so this is fair game. This is fair game once you get here. And once you get here, all of these are fair game. And then when you move on to the next units, the same thing will apply. So just keep that in mind. Going back to the discussion post, you got one coming up the 11th. So when you're ready for that, you're going to click here. You will see what the prompt is by clicking here, and from there, you will create a thread. You'll click that, title your thread, and go on from there, right? So it's a discussion post based on the prompt. I just wanted to make sure you saw that. So let me go back to the home page. Going back to Unit 1. When you're ready for the exam, it's right here. Again, you have to open it up in Lockdown Browser. One of the essays from Unit 1 will be randomly selected. So it might be one from Reconstruction, it might be the one from the Civil Rights Movement, it might be the one from the West, or it might be one from women's suffrage. You don't know ahead of time, so you want to have a 6 to 10 paragraph response for each of these before you click Begin. Then you go ahead and click Submit. Right? When you're done with this unit, and everything's open now, so if you want to get ahead, and I highly urge you to do so, do get ahead. Start preparing for each of the essays that are for each of the essays. So again, Unit 1 has Reconstruction, the Civil Rights Movement, the West, Place, or Process, the women's suffrage. If you can get a response done for each of those, then move on to Unit 2. Right? Unit 1 is dealing with basically the question of race, gender, race and gender, basically, and trying to see the problems and the contradictions within American values, with the basic contradiction of American values found in the Declaration of Independence. Right? All men are created equal, and then great ideal, wonderful thing to fight for, wonderful thing to be proud of. But as we get older and learn more about our nation's history, we realize this obviously didn't apply to African Americans. It didn't apply to Mexican Americans. It didn't apply to women. It didn't apply to Native Americans, right? And so this is what Unit 1 is basically dealing with, is that basic contradiction between all men are created equal and the reality on the ground, and how that played out legislatively, politically, socially, violently. Some of these stories within these lectures are incredibly inspiring, and some of these stories within these lectures are incredibly depressing. But it's something that's still relevant, as we are seeing with the current election we're going through. We're seeing all sorts of issues of race. We're seeing all issues of questions about what it means to be an American. So keep that in mind as you're preparing for this. When you are done with Unit 1, this is somewhat self-paced, although there are due dates, but you are welcome to work ahead, right? Then you are able to go to Unit 2. Unit 2 in Blackboard is, let's go to the home page, is available down here. It will also be available in the sidebar menu once you get through the orientation exam. So, but Unit 2 is right here. It works the same exact way as Unit 1. There are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 lectures to go through. Each of those has an essay prompt associated with it. All right, so let's just click on Social Darwinism just to see it for ha-has. There it is. This is the essay prompt right here. To prepare for that essay prompt, you go through each of these learning objectives and basically develop a response to each of the learning objective prompts. Once you have a response to each of these learning objective prompts, that is the response to the essay prompt right there. So basically what I'm doing for you is giving you an essay prompt and giving you specifically the information and the guidelines of how to respond to that essay prompt, if that hasn't been laid out for you, and you kind of see how that's going, right? And so one thing you can say about this course is that a lot of history classes that you take will just tell you to study for this exam or that exam, or the midterm or the final exam, and just say read through chapters 1 through 12 to prepare for it, or whatever the case may be. Please see what's going on here. What I'm doing basically here is telling you exactly what it is you need to respond to. Again, for this particular lecture, you're responding to this essay prompt. And instead of telling you to read various chapters here and there to do your own research, I'm doing the research for you and laying it out in text and in video. Usually, sometimes it comes with text and video, and sometimes it doesn't, right? Sometimes it'll just be text, and sometimes it'll just be video. But usually it is both text and video. Not always, though. There are exceptions. So same thing with this one, same thing with this one, all the way down forward, and it works the same way. So once you get used to Unit 1, you will understand exactly what is needed for Unit 2. Lecture quizzes, lecture discussion, and unit exam. The only thing different about the unit exam is that, as the syllabus states, let me bring up the syllabus just so you can see this. Unit 2 exam. Unit 2 lecture essays will randomly select from Units 1 through 2. So one lecture essay will be randomly selected from Unit 1. So anything from, let's go to the home page. Anything from this unit will be randomly selected for the Unit 2 exam. And then anything from this lecture here, one of these essay prompts, will be randomly selected from Unit 2 for you to respond to. When you're ready for the Unit 3 exam, what you want to do is you want to make sure you have a response for all of these, and make sure you have all of your responses for these, because one will be randomly selected from Unit 3, and one will be randomly selected from Unit 2 or Unit 1. And again, you will not know ahead of time, so you want a response for each of them. Okay, let's see. I think that's about it for navigation and the expectations of Blackboard. The next, I'm going to give you advice on how to succeed, so make sure you view that. If you have not done so already, a couple of things. You need to make sure that you enroll in the CELI page. That's how I will announce post announcements and or sometimes extra credits. So make sure that you are taking advantage of that. You click there and it will give you instructions on how to enroll in Selly. Basically what it is, it's an app for your smartphone that allows you to text me and allows me to text you, and we don't have to exchange phone numbers and whatnot. It basically works within the app, right? And you could also talk and chat and discuss. Get rid of that Facebook post right there. With other students in the course too. So if you have questions or concerns, you wanted to talk to other students, you can do it there as well. If you ever need to get a hold of me, my email address is in the syllabus. Where is the syllabus now? Well, let's bring it up right here. Bring up this page right here. Right there. It's a Gmail address, robertkennedyhistoryteacher@gmail.com. That's robertkennedyhistoryteacher@gmail.com. Use that email if you ever need to get a hold of me. Don't use my SDC email, and don't get me through Blackboard. Get me through there. If I don't get back to you within 24 hours or less, feel free to respond to send me the email again. I get a lot of emails every day. I'm chair of the department as well. I teach quite a few courses. And so it's possible that I might not get back to you in a timely manner, but I prioritize my students above all. So if I don't get back to you within a day, something happened. Either I lost your email, or I forgot to respond to you, or your email got lost. So don't think you're being pushy or rude by responding to sending your email again to me. Okay, yeah, that's it. Make sure you're joining Selly, and make sure you know how to contact me. If you call me, that's not a good way of getting a hold of me. I'm in and out of my office all the time. I'm teaching classes. I'm at department meetings. I'm at division meetings. Whatever the case is, right? So, email me. If we have to talk on the phone, by all means, we will talk on the phone. But let's initiate that phone call by going through email first, or through Selly. You could also get a hold of me through Selly. So either way, Selly or email is a good way of getting a hold of me. Okay, I think that's it. It's a little longer than I wanted it to be, but I got the information. The next video, we'll talk about how to succeed. I'm going to give you some study tips on how to succeed on the quizzes, the unit exams, and the final exam. Right? So if you have not done so already, please click the final exam, which is right. Actually, let's click, hyperlink it right there. Where is it? Where'd you go? Up here. It's going to be up here. There it is, final exam. So if you have not done so already, click that, print it out, and begin reading through it. I will hyperlink this into the schedule. That's what I was looking for originally right now, so it's also there. And I will give you study tips on how to prepare for the final exam as well in the next video. So go forth and be great, and I will see you in the next video.